going on YouTube? So right now, I'm actually gonna finally be doing something that I haven't done in a while, and I'm kind of mad at myself that I've been holding it off. I just don't know why. I think it's just because I keep forgetting about it. But I'm gonna be telling my Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings review right now. This will be my non-spoiler and spoiler review. I'll of course do my non-spoiler review first, and then my spoiler review. Just to start out, this was a really good movie. Another Marvel movie that I really enjoyed. If I say the names incorrectly, I apologize again, because like I said before many times in my past videos, I'm terrible with pronouncing names. Simu Liu, who played Shang-Chi, I think did an incredible job. He's one of my new favorite actors now. He's one of my new favorite characters, Shang-Chi, and I cannot wait to see more of him in future Marvel projects, shows, movies, whatever. He was really exciting. This is another Marvel spin-off that I think you'll enjoy. Like if you were hesitant to go in new movies like let's just say Thor back then, and if you come out and enjoyed it, it'll be the same thing for this one. If you went into the Black Panther movie and didn't know what to expect and you enjoyed it, same thing. Same thing goes for Captain America the First Avenger. Same thing goes for, I guess you could say, even Guardians of the Galaxy. Because a lot of these movies, especially like, because I remember actually when Captain America the First Avenger movie came out, I actually saw it in theaters with my summer camp that I went to, and I was like, I don't want to see this movie. I don't think I'll like it. I think it's gonna be dumb. Blah 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 blah. I came out after watching it and coming out of theater. I freaking loved it. I thought it was my favorite movie. I thought that was I was like, that was a great movie. And I was like young and stupid to think that like, oh my god, this movie's gonna be so stupid, blah blah blah. This one I didn't know what to expect. I was looking forward to it just because it's another Marvel movie. I trust Marvel Studios, I trust Kevin Feige, and I was like, let's check this out, see what I think. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm looking forward to more Shang-Chi appearances. I'm looking forward to a Shang-Chi sequel because I'm sure they're gonna freaking make a sequel, considering how well it's doing with the fans, how well it's doing in the box office and everything. I'm sure he'll show up in Avengers 5, Shang-Chi. We'll see. But to say about the story, about everything, it was a good build-up story. Everything was cool. The guy that played the Mandarin, he did a really good job. Awkwafina as Katie she was funny. I liked her a lot. Hope to see her again, in future projects. Seeing new characters and other characters, and even familiar characters that I'm not going to say in case you guys have not seen it yet. It was really good, which made it even better. And in the final climactic battle, the third act of the film was really cool. The CGI was really tremendous. And that's all I can really think of right now for a non-spoiler review. If I could give this a rating, I would give it a 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, maybe higher. I cannot remember actually what I rated Black Widow as of right now. I enjoyed it more than Black Widow. If I enjoyed it more than Black Widow, so if I gave Black Widow an 8 out of 10, I actually give this an 8.5. It doesn't matter. I gave this movie an 8 out of 10. And I enjoyed it more than I did Black Widow. And I'm, like I said, looking forward to seeing more and more appearances by Shang-Chi and Simu Liu playing him. Great actor, great guy, a lot of cool parts in this movie, everything. So I'll say it again, if you're hesitant to go into this movie, just go see it. If there's any Marvel movie, whether it's by Marvel Studios or not, just go see it. It's most likely you're just going to enjoy this movie. There are just some of those fans that literally go in and be like, oh my god, that movie sucked, or oh my god, I hate that movie and stuff. It's like, oh my god, just enjoy the movie. If you didn't enjoy it, it is what it is. There are so many people like that. And it's kind of sad. So again, I give this movie a 8 out of 10. So now I'm going to talk spoilers about this movie. So if you have not seen the movie yet, please stop watching right now. I know it's a late review, so a lot of people probably already saw it, but this is my spoiler review of Shang-Chi. So, like I said, spoiler warning again, so let's talk about spoilers. One scene I actually did like in this movie was was Ben Kingsley's Trevor Slattery appearing again in the movie. I actually like that, even though it was like a really like from Iron Man 3 how he was just the comic relief of Iron Man 3. It was still cool to see him again because I remember when we watched that Marvel short film with his character, and at the end of that short film he gets captured by the true Mandarin. You were like, oh, and there he is now, and you see him again, you're like, oh, that's where he is now. And it was kind of funny the way they used him, and I like that. I honestly hope we see his character again in future Marvel projects, if I'm being honest. I'm I'm uh I I'm the type of person that actually likes those comic reliefs. I mean, honestly, I will say though, the Taskmaster thing in the Black Widow movie was a disappointment, and I could see how people can be pissed about the Mandarin thing in the Iron Man 3. But I actually thought it was funny. I actually liked that comic relief part of Trevor Slattery from Iron Man 3. Yeah, I could see I was disappointed about the Mandarin thing, but it is what it is, and they kind of did a little justice in this movie with the Mandarin in this one, which I am a little disappointed he died in this movie. Shang-Chi's father. I wish he survived so that we could maybe see more of his character in the future. It would have been really awesome, I think, if we could have seen him fight Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man in the past movie. But that's something that we are probably never gonna get unless it's like in a separate multiverse type thing, like maybe in another What If episode of season 2 or 3, even whatever. We'll see. Ling, I think that's how you say the name. The one that was Shang-Chi's sister. She did a cool job. She was cool to see, especially when she was fighting her versus Shang-Chi. That bus battle, ooh, that was one of the coolest parts of the movie. Loved that part. Razor Fist was really cool. I hope we see him again. The guy that went after, what's his name? Shang-Chi, the one that went after Shang-Chi with the mask. I can't remember his name. He was cool. I hope we see him again in future. Did he die actually? I think he died in the movie, if I remember correctly. Can't remember right now. The villain, I guess you could say, that giant monster thing that was about to kill the dragon. Forgot the name of it. Which I didn't know actually at the time when I was watching a breakdown video of the character. He's like one of the spawns or whatever of Galactus. I was like, oh, with that character showing up, it makes me and it makes you wonder, could Galactus show up possibly in a future MCU project, which I really want to see Galactus in a future MCU project. I mean, yeah, it's probably going to be tough, but I think they could do it because we got Kevin Feige. They freaking did Galactus terrible in the Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer movie. So I think under the hands of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, and all these other Marvel comic fans, they can actually do freaking Galactus correct. He might be the next big bad actually after King the Conqueror for all we know, but we'll see. I did like the connection, and the interactions with Katie and Shang-Chi. That was one of my favorite moments of the movie. It would be cool to see them actually, I guess, fall for each other. And that was funny when you see Katie's grandma ask Shang-Chi, like, so when are you guys going to get married? He's like, no, that's not going to happen. We're just friends. And I'm like, yeah, sure you are, guy. Lee, I think, is who played Shang-Chi's mother. She did a really tremendous job. I mean, playing the character. I hope, and seeing the woman that trained Shang-Chi how to fight before that big climactic battle was cool. At first, when I was watching previews too for the Shang-Chi movie and seeing the dragon, I thought that was going to be Fin Fang Foom, even though people were saying, no, it's not Fin Fang Foom. And I'm like, are you sure? I mean, I know Fin Fang Foom is green in the comics and like past Marvel projects, but like it could be Fin Fang Foom. But then when I saw it was called the Protector, I think, if I remember correctly, I was like, okay, that's fine. Like it was still cool. That dragon was still freaking awesome with the CGI and everything. And I do hope we see Fin Fang Foom in a future Marvel project, which will be cool because Fin Fang Foom is just a badass freaking character to have. What else? Oh, they battled. I was kind of, if I'm being honest, kind of disappointed with the Abomination and his battle between him and Wong, because I was expecting more. Part of me wishes that we did not see that, didn't see them at all in the previews, in the trailers and stuff, because it would have been like a whoa, it's Abomination and Wong in the movie, like it that scene actually in the trailer probably got to more people to see the movie in theaters, if I'm being honest. But I mean, I don't know for sure. But in my opinion, and in my personal opinion, I think that they did not show us that at all in the trailers and TV spots or previews, because then it would have been a surprise. It would have been like, oh, it's Abomination and Wong. I mean, it would have been cool to see. The fight was cool. I loved how Wong was like, he did a portal and made Abomination punch himself. That was cool and funny, and it made me even more interested to when they were done fighting. They were talking, and I'm like, wait, are they working together or something? Is Abomination trying to be a good guy? And I wonder how that's gonna work, because I do know that Abomination is gonna be showing up in the She-Hulk series, so I wonder how that's gonna work out. Could She-Hulk be a prequel? Like, could She-Hulk take place before the events of Shang-Chi? Like, makes me wonder. Who knows? Like, especially that mid credit scene, which I'll get to in a few minutes. The Ten Rings were freaking awesome. Like the Ten Rings itself. I do know in the comics that they were actually like rings for fingers, and I was looking forward to like it actually being different in this movie, with it being like wristband, like, or armbands, or whatever you could call them. They were cool, and it's cool that now Shang-Chi is using them and stuff because they're powerful. They look powerful. And I'm looking forward to seeing them again in excuse me, in future Marvel projects. Shang-Chi using them. And I'll talk about the end credit scene before I talk about that mid credit scene. That was a cool end credit scene, actually, especially when it says the Ten Rings will return, because Shang-Chi's sister took over the Ten Rings in that place, and now she's the big boss. And I'm like, oh, interesting, and I actually did read a recent rumor not too long ago that we might be getting a Ten Rings series, I think, or project starring Shang-Chi's sister. I'm like, oh, like that sounds interesting, honestly. Looking forward to that, actually. Uh, that's all I can think of right now. So let's talk about that mid-credit scene. That was a cool mid-credit scene, if I'm being honest, because I wasn't expecting that. Like, I remember reading like how people were like got hyped for it. I was like, I wonder what happened. Like, I wonder what. Cause I honestly, I thought we were gonna see Doctor Strange at first, especially when at the end of the movie Wong approaches Shang-Chi and Katie to go with him. And I'm like, oh, we're gonna see Doctor Strange? Talk about probably the multiverse or something. But no, it didn't happen. So I was like, okay. And then you see holograms of Captain Marvel and Bruce Banner, and that was cool. And Bruce Banner still had his arm wrapped up and stuff, and he wasn't as Professor Hulk. He was as Bruce Banner. And the reason why I think that She-Hulk, the She-Hulk series could take place before the events of Shang-Chi, is because in the She-Hulk comic, Bruce Banner as Hulk is the one that actually donates, I think, blood or something like that in order to save his cousin, and he becomes Bruce Banner again. So it makes me wonder, could in the She-Hulk series, we'll see Professor Hulk, and then he'll save his cousin She-Hulk. I'm forgetting her real name right now. And then that will transform him back from Professor Hulk to Bruce Banner. So it makes me wonder, because after all, so like I said, Abomination is going to be appearing in She-Hulk, so could he be like the bad guy for a little bit in She-Hulk and then say, I want to be good, and that's when Wong comes in probably and says, you're going to have to work with me, we're going to have to do this, we're going to do that, blah blah blah, and that's why you see Wong and Abomination working essentially together in the Shang-Chi movie after they were fighting for money, I think is what it was. And it even gives me hope, because with Bruce Banner back as Bruce Banner, not Professor Hulk, we can maybe see him go all Hulk out, like freaking World Breaker Hulk, because I really want to see that in live action. It's like my favorite. That's why I like Hulk, is because he's just a monster. Ever since like he became weak as Professor Hulk and getting freaking wrecked by Thanos in Infinity War. I've been slightly disappointed about him. Like, he did what he did in Endgame was cool, snapping everybody back, but it's like, come on, can we get a full on Hulk? What we saw in the Incredible Hulk movie was what made him awesome. What we saw honestly in the first Avengers movie was really awesome too, and besides him getting freaking beaten by those freaking Chitauri aliens. But it is what it is. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully we see more of Hulk in the future as Hulk, not freaking Professor Hulk. So yeah, I think that's all I gotta say for this review for my Shang-Chi movie. Again, I give this movie an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it more than I did Black Widow, if I'm being honest. So that is it for my review for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Looking forward to seeing more Shang-Chi in future Marvel projects. Looking forward to getting a potential, which I think we will, Shang-Chi sequel. Hopefully we could see Shang-Chi in Avengers 5, which I think we will, because why not? So yeah, that's all I'm going to say in this video. If you could do me a favor, give this video a like and or subscribe to my channel, and I would really appreciate that. And I'll see y'all next time. Have a good one.